Hi there. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about why businesses will set objectives and some of the common business objectives that businesses typically set and what you can read in certain newspapers and all that type of stuff about certain businesses and what objectives that they are chasing. First of all, why do businesses set themselves objectives? And in fact, there are three reasons for it. First of all, it gives everybody involved with the company a focus, what they need to work on and where they need to concentrate all of their efforts. Number two, typically it will also work motivating for the staff. So it is a motivational tool for them to concentrate on something and hopefully make that particular target, that particular objective. And number three, it also gives you a measurement of success. So that at the end of the period, you can then turn around and say, okay, we have overperformed versus this particular objective, and then see what the reasons why and the factors behind that particular overperformance, and take that as a lesson into the next objective and the next period for your trade. Of course, you can do exactly the same thing when you're underperforming against certain objectives. So those are the three reasons why businesses typically will set objectives. Here I list some of the common business objectives that you will typically see in newspapers or in trade magazines, and so on and so forth. First and foremost, of course, is profit and profit maximization. What is profit? Profit is the difference between the revenues, i.e. the income that is coming into the business, minus all of the costs related to the trade, related to the business. That will give you your profit for a specific period, whether it is a month, a quarter, a year, and so on and so forth. A lot of big companies, by the way, will be chasing the goal of profit maximization. Of course, they will have shareholders, in some cases large companies themselves, and they would like to see the profit at the highest possible level, because of that they will get, of course, lots of dividends. Lots of family-run business, they will maybe take the objective of profit satisfying. So in other words, they just want to make enough profit for them to concentrate on other things which they think is a lot more interesting in life than just chasing profit overall. The second reason, or some of those common business objectives is growth. Lots of senior managements like to chase growth and make sure that the company increases, especially if you outgrow or you grow faster than the market and your market share increases. At that moment in time, you will potentially be using your market strength to earn more profits in the longer term, and therefore that will also be good for the shareholders in bigger dividends later down the line. The third one is survival. And by the way, this is a very important one, of course, if you are in a startup business. Lots of businesses, high percentages of startup businesses do not survive in the first 3 years of their existence. But by the way, it's not only the startups who have to watch this or who will be chasing this particular objective. It can be also large companies during a period of crisis where maybe they're being taken over by another company, or of course when the external economic environment is bad, when we're going through a recession. Survival is very important for a lot of companies. The fourth common business objective is cash flow, and of course typically also a positive cash flow. What is cash flow? It is the difference between cash coming into the business, typically from receipts, from income, versus all of the cash that is going out, i.e. payments for debts, payments for raw materials, and so on and so forth. Yeah. By the way, this is the main reason why startup companies do not survive. It is something that you have to watch all of the time. What is your cash flow? Yeah, and is there a shortfall of cash coming into the business at any moment in time? Because if that's the case, then we need to rectify that, because otherwise we will get into trouble. When people cannot pay for their bills anymore because their cash flow is short, at that moment in time they will be declared bankrupt and the business will not survive. Fifth reason, or fifth objective, can be social and ethical objectives. Social objectives all to do with maybe providing employment, but also facilities for companies working, or for people working for the company, i.e. maybe nurseries and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Or ethical objectives, yeah, i.e. all of the things which are morally right. Can you produce something which is sustainable in the long run, either in your natural resources, but also the people that you're using, yeah, in terms of overtime, sweatshops. Are you taking advantage of them? And so on and so forth. Lots and lots of big companies are, of course, chasing these particular objectives as they are good for PR and therefore the overall reputation of the company as overall. The sixth objective can be, for instance, diversification. Diversification is producing and selling goods and services which are not related to the goods and services that you're currently selling. So, for instance, we have businesses like PepsiCo, yeah, which, in order for them to survive and also to grow as a company, not only are they selling soft drinks, they're also one of the largest providers in the market of snacks that go, of course, together with the soft drinks. So they are using that in order to survive, and also to put more eggs in different baskets, so that if certain goods and services don't sell not too well in certain markets, then maybe that is made up by other goods, which are doing maybe better in that particular period in time. The last thing I need to talk to you about is around short-run and long-run objectives. Typically, there's always a trade-off in business between short-run objectives and long-run objectives. So, for instance, it could be for the long run of a business that it would be good for them to diversify, to maybe go and produce a new product. It could be good also, for instance, to go into a new geographical market. Or it also could be good for them to train their staff in the latest technologies in order for them to make them more productive, and that would be good for the business in the long run. However, all of these things, of course, as you can imagine, cost a lot of money. In some cases, not that much. In other cases, a lot of money. In that case, for instance, what a company could do in the short run is maybe not to spend that money, not to train their people, in order to keep their profits up, and of course, in order to satisfy the shareholders, and in some cases also senior management in the short run. So I hope this makes sense, and I'll see you soon.